What's up, YouTube? So I got asked about Journey, their peak and their prime, and did everything center around Steve Perry. In the 78, I'd say 78 to about 84 or so was their peak and their prime. They couldn't do no wrong with Steve Perry. You know, that's the thing I miss when I was talking about old school acts, how they reinvented themselves from if they came in the 60s or 70s and how they did in the 80s. This is a good example because Neil Schon and those cats came up through Santana, instrumental and could play. That's back when record labels let you put out 15 to 28 albums, and then eventually they kept you around. Couldn't imagine those days now till you got the lead singer and fit. And Journey hitting with Steve Perry was like Michael McDonald with the Doobie Brothers, and for some people like James JT Taylor with Cool in the Game. It was a match made that cha-ching meant cash and hit, and the hits were there. And depends on how some of the fans are. Some people think sold out. Some people say this or that. But hey, it introduced them to a new audience, and they were able to live quite comfortably. Just saying, they were in 5-star hotels as opposed to the Motel 6, Super 8. So just saying, and nothing not knocking it, but that's what's up. But anyway, let's get to this question. Your journey, when you think about Don't Stop Believing, Faithfully, Separate Ways, you think about the big hits they had. And Steve Perry's vocals and harmony was a turning point. I mean, it was really he channeled a Sam Cooke vibe. That's he was very soulful when and I really do like Steve Perry vocals on those tracks though, because Journey hit hard. They hit hard. They were like they couldn't be denied. You know, when you hear so many of their songs that hit uh, you know um Open Arms, for instance, which was a strong ballad, power rock ballad, which they were, some people might penalize that from them because some people be hating and tripping, but their songs was hitting. I mean, I was big on Journey back then. I liked their balance of, rock anthems, but also power ballads. And then Steve Perry's delivery was everything. So, you know, which I found out an interesting tidbit too, because Jonathan Cain and I think, oh, why am I not thinking right now? Neil Schon, the original, the OG, they sold their rights to those songs. Steve Perry's the one that still got the rights. He quit because of personal reasons and also health reasons in '98, and they went and got that double Junior Whopper version of him to replace him, which didn't end well because I think he quit too. Steve Perry still got his rights to those Journey songs. That's a little tidbit for you. Hanging on to them days. Hanging on to them days. You know. Um, But I would say definitely. I mean, they were able to mix and match really well. They hit you with the rock with the jam, power rock anthems, but then they hit you with the slow cuts. They had a real good blend of harmony and groove that worked. They had a system and a formula that you couldn't deny. And it when you hear those songs, so a lot of it seems just like yesterday. They really hit in a certain way. So um, but yeah, if I was gonna say they peak and their prime was like, I'd say probably about 70 to about 84, 85 to me. That was prime peak Journey. When all the synthesizers was in the pop rock, like when Van Halen was doing it. But Journey made that thing hit. No one could even argue because of the instrumentation, the strong musicianship between Jonathan Cain and Neil Schon on the guitars, who is one of the baddest guitarists, and Jonathan Cain, I like his keyboard work. But Steve Perry's vocals, come on now. That was the juice. That was the juice. That was the juice. Anyway, let me know your thoughts and takes about Journey's prime and peak as a band, um, and where you stand on them, and how do you feel about it. And of course, Steve Perry long left and that situation. Let's talk about it. Please hit like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another shitter if you like. Hit the membership. Stay safe. Stay blessed. Stay woke. Stay free. I'm all the time. Peace.